Alcatraz.
Machine Gun Kelly, Al Capone, and Robert Stroud, better known as the Birdman of Alcatraz. Inmates spend most of their time in their cells or at their work assignments. The prison has some industries like a furniture shop, a place where the inmates make brushes, and a tailor shop. Other work assignments like the laundry kept the place running. You can see some of the laundry buildings along the shoreline. Above them, on top of the hill, is the prison's water tower. Alcatraz really is a rock. It has no water of its own, so even today it has to be shipped over from the mainland. Now look at the big building way up on top of the hill. That's the cell block. Inside are rows and rows of dismal cells, so small a man could barely stretch out in them. Rules were strict. For much of each day, inmates weren't allowed to talk
Ooh,
with
look,
each
you
other
got some
or
fish.
guards. No
Bird.
radios, no cards or letters, and relatives could only visit 2 hours per month. The psychological toll was great, said to make mean men even meaner.
The routine is what was the killer, God. It was so monotonous. You know, every day was the same thing. If you asked me what I did last Thursday, I couldn't tell you, because the days all ran together.
There were a lot of guards in Alcatraz. In fact, one for every 3 inmates. Prison guards in Reese, Morris, or Black worked at Alcatraz almost the entire time it was in operation. He spent some of his time in lookout towers, like the one you see near the shoreline.
The only guns that were carried were in the towers. No guns anywhere else. The towers were equipped with automatic weapons, 45s, gas guns. That was it.
Other days, Ordway watched the yard. Inmates who behaved were allowed to spend a few hours out there each day. Some played softball or dominoes. Others just sat around.
In the so-called bleachers of the area, people were sitting around doing nothing but talk. Or maybe there's a bunch of them walking around. You don't know what they're talking about. Plans to escape or something. That's the yard for you.
The prison's location, so near the life of the city, couldn't help much either. The bright lights of the city could seem almost close enough to touch.
I was out in the yard, maybe a couple friends of mine would start talking about coming to chicks they ran wild with this. I used to walk away. I didn't want to hear all that, because all you're doing is hurting yourself.